We'll learn everything about arpeggiators. Let's get started. Arpeggiator is located here in the MIDI effects tab. The first thing that you will see is Arpeggiator. Simply double click on Arpeggiator to load on a particular channel or the channel that is selected in the session view. As you can see here, I have Arpeggiator loaded onto this particular track. The first thing that you will see here is the style. There are several styles to select from, and you can select any one of this according to your preferences. For now, I'm going to select Converge to keep it simple. The next thing that we have here is Groove. Groove, there are several options here as well. As you can see, straight, swing 8, swing 16, swing 32. If you keep it straight, swing will not affect the values of the MIDI notes. To be very specific, it won't affect the velocity, or it won't affect the tonality of the sound, or it won't affect the pattern of that particular MIDI clip. Right next to it, we have the hold switch. When this particular switch is enabled, Arpeggiator will keep playing until a key is pressed on your MIDI device. Okay, right next to it, you have an offset knob. You can tweak the offset knob to plus or minus 8 places. So whatever sequence we have or whatever pattern we have, it will be shifted to plus 8 places or minus 8 places. So that's the maximum number of places that you can shift with this particular knob out here. The next thing that you see here is the sync switch. When this particular switch is enabled, it is enabled by default anyways, but when this particular switch is enabled, the arpeggiation style or the pattern will be synced to the signature and the tempo of the project. When this particular switch is disabled, it is free now and it won't be synced to the tempo or the signature of the project. Moving ahead, we have the rate knob out here. Rate is nothing but the speed of the arpeggiation. So as you can see, it is set to 1/8 by default, and you can change the speed by turning it towards the left hand side. Now let's see how fast it is going to play if I select 1/16 from here. Alright, the next knob that we have here is gate knob. Gate acts like decay in Arpeggiator. When gate value is set to 1, that means it is going to be a short decay, and when the gate value is set to 200%, that means it is going to have a long decay or long release. Retrigger has two options and it will totally depend on beat or the note. We can also manipulate or tweak the speed. When it is set to 1/16, it will re-trigger the same beat again and again, as you can see here. When it is set to note, so it will particularly have all of those notes that are present in that MIDI clip. Alright, right next to it we have repeat option over here. So it will repeat the pattern depending on the value that we set here. Let's say we set 1 over here, it is going to repeat only once. And if we set to 16, it is going to keep repeating until 16 times. And then it may change according to the settings that we have. The next thing is transpose over here. Transpose will simply transpose the MIDI clip to a specific key irrespective of what you have in there in the MIDI clip itself. So now let's say I want major and I want all of those keys to be shifted to A, and I can simply select the steps that I want, and the distance means nothing, it's the range or the distance between steps. Alright, so let's quickly check how it's going to sound if we change it to A major. This is what transpose does, and you can simply manipulate the MIDI data that you have by using this particular option out here on Arpeggiator. Okay, when this switch is enabled, Arpeggiator will take control of the velocity that is present in the clips or that is recorded in the clips. Alright, that's everything you need to know about arpeggiators.